Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Brew, where we start our day inspired. You know that moment when you pour your first cup of coffee, take a sip, and think, okay, today is going to be different. I've had that thought more times than I can count. And it usually comes with a promise. I'll start tomorrow. I'll be more consistent. I'll finally prioritize myself. This time, I really mean it. Which brings me to today's quote. Real change is built through what you practice, not what you promise. That one landed on me because if promises were enough, most of us would already have exactly what we want. We will be exactly what we want to be. We're not short of intention. We're not short of insight. We're definitely not short of self awareness. What we're short on is practice. Not dramatic, life altering, Instagram worthy practice, but the quiet and sexy, repetitive practice. The kind that happens when no one is watching. Here's what I've noticed in myself and in others that I coach. We love promises because they make us feel hopeful. They give us like a dopamine hit. They make us feel like change has already started, even if nothing has actually changed yet. A promise feels powerful in the moment, but a practice feels boring, feels slow. A practice asks something of you again tomorrow. And that's where most of us get stuck. We keep making new promises instead of building better practices. New Year promises, Monday promises, after the holiday promises, when things calm down promises. But real change doesn't happen in those big declarations. It happens in what you repeat. Here is the part that I want you to really hear. Your practices are shaping who you become, whether you're conscious of them or not. What you practice when you're tired, when you're overwhelmed, when no one is holding you accountable, when motivation is low, that's your real operating system. Not what you say you value, not what you want to be true, but what you actually do consistently. If you practice rushing, you become someone who lives in urgency. If you practice self betrayal, you become someone who doesn't trust herself. If you practice avoidance, you become someone who feels stuck. And on the flip side, if you practice honesty, even when it's uncomfortable, you become grounded. If you practice boundaries, even imperfectly, you become steadier. If you practice showing up for yourself in small ways, you become someone that you trust. That's how identity changes, not through promises, through repetition. We tend to overestimate what a big promise will do and underestimate what a small practice can build. Let me repeat that one more time. We tend to overestimate what a big promise will do, and we underestimate what a small practice can build. A 5-minute walk you actually take beats the 7-minute workout you keep promising to yourself. One honest conversation beats months of avoiding what needs to be said. One glass of water before coffee beats the perfect nutrition plan you never started. Small practices work because they're doable, they're repeatable, they're low resistance, and the best part, they compound. They quietly build momentum, and momentum builds confidence. So let me ask you something. No judgment here, just curiosity. I just want you to approach this question with curiosity. What are you promising yourself right now, but not practicing yet? Maybe for you is rest or movement or presence or consistency or boundaries, or maybe it's self trust or saying no or asking for help. Now, I have an even more powerful question for you. What is the smallest version of that promise that you could practice this week? Not perfectly, not every day, just once. Because practice doesn't require perfection, it requires permission to start. One thing I've been reminding myself lately is this: I don't need to pressure myself into change. I need to practice my way into it. Pressure burns us out, practice builds us up. Pressure says, why aren't you there yet? On the other hand, practice says, let's try again tomorrow. And that mindset shift alone changes everything. So, as you finish your coffee, here's what I want you to carry into your day. Stop asking yourself what you're promising and start asking yourself what you're practicing. Because real change isn't loud, it's not flashy, it doesn't announce itself. It shows up quietly in your habits, in your choices, in your willingness to keep practicing, even when it feels slow. And one day, you look back and realize you didn't become this version of yourself because you promised to. You became her because you practiced. All right, friend, go practice something that matters to you today. Every small action counts. I'll see you here next time for another episode of The Morning Brew. Have an amazing week ahead.